Strip Club Video with Danny Meyers, Dane Hansen, and Jeb Jarrell starts now.
That is true. Strip Club Video. I'm Danny Meyers. We got Dane Hansen. We got Jeb Jarrell, and we are honored to have Dave Manack from Exotic Dancer Publications with us here today. How you doing, Dave?
I'm okay, guys. I'm all right. I'm enjoying the beautiful weather here in Tampa, Florida. So hopefully it's as nice where you guys are as it is here.
Well, it's not as bad as it was yesterday, but it's okay. What's your official title over at ED?
I guess associate publisher and editor in chief.
Okay.
Would be the titles.
Okay,
like
cool. Well, Dave, we wanted to get you on here. We've been talking the last few weeks about Expo and different things that are going on. We've talked about the Sunday night party at Tootsie's and a lot, but I figured you're the guy that has all the knowledge. So kind of, if you would, for the people that are in the industry and have never been to an Expo, what is Expo?
Well, the Expo, the Gentlemen's Club Expo, is the only national or even international convention for people that work in the strip club industry, the adult nightclub industry. That's it's for industry pros only. So that's for owners and operators. That's for staff. That's for DJs. That's for touring feature entertainers or even house entertainers. And really just for people in the industry. It's the industry's gathering. It's an annual gathering that we've been doing for almost 30 years now. And it's one time a year where the whole industry comes together. And, there's learning. So there's seminars, there's a trade show where you have companies showing products and services for clubs. So you get the educational component with the seminars, you get, finding cool things for your club with the trade show. And of course, everybody likes the evening parties. So we have exclusive evening parties like our opening night party, our $10,000 bikini contest, and the ED Awards show, which we've been doing every year since 1998, the awards show. So I guess that's it in a nutshell. It's not open to the general public. So it's I think the owners and operators appreciate that. It's a chance for the industry to come together as professionals in a setting that that everybody there is also part of your industry.
And for the entertainers that are sitting home watching this, is the bikini contest open to all entertainers or just features?
It's open to all entertainers. Any registered Expo attendee, including Dane Hansen, if he'd like to enter the bikini contest, he's more than welcome to do that. I don't know how well it would go for him, but you never know, man. He might really kill it out there. So, but yeah, it's open to any registered attendee to compete in the bikini contest. So we can't discriminate.
I'd have to shave my chest. I think I'm open for a new challenge. So
Yeah. We'll get you a little crop top like we got Binger a couple years ago.
I think I'll be out of my league there with the girls that are going to be down there. It's going to be incredible. I can't wait to be there.
Great. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. What about awards are a little different this year because we had, the whole industry was shut down, or most of the industry was shut down for a lot of the previous year. So it's a little difficult for you to do awards like Best Club of different regions and entertainers and DJs and things. So you're changing that up a little bit. What are we doing on awards?
Yeah, it's very, very different this year. It would be kind of ridiculous to reward or award clubs or even nominate clubs in regions of the country where the clubs are closed. I mean, that's just a farce at that point. Like Club of the Year West. Well, we've been closed since last March, but thanks anyway. It's like, you can't really do that. So what we're doing this year is we're honoring individuals. We're not honoring clubs or club chains. We're honoring individuals. And if you give me just one moment, I can actually tell you all of the new categories that we are awarding this year. And again, I don't know that we may keep a few of these awards in the future, or we may not. But we want to do something, like I said, definitely different. So what we've got this year are a few club awards, and this is going to be a shorter award show. So I'm sure a lot of people will be happy about that, because I don't care if it's the Grammys or the Oscars or whatever. People don't like award shows, man, because they're long. And, if you're not winning something, you're kind of like, why am I here? So the whole thing is just kind of like a stroke session, to be honest with you. But we're trying to do something different this year. So these are the awards we're giving this year. Creative Executive of the Year, Team Players of the Year, Goodwill Ambassador of the Year, Expo Ally of the Year, Road Warrior of the Year, and Project Director of the Year. We have just 2 entertainer awards. We have a social media entertainer of the year and the EDI entertainer of the year, which that's sort of taking the place of the overall feature entertainer of the award this year. I think you guys have already discussed this, where we have 4 finalists from the most recent EDI contest that we were able to do, which was 2019. So we took the 4 finalists, top finishing girls from those 2 contests, and those 4 girls are competing on Sunday night at Tootsie's, as you guys have, I believe, have discussed. And then the 2 girls who are the highest scoring girls from Sunday night will then perform during the award show on Tuesday night, and then we will award the winner of that award as well. And we also have 2 Hall of Fame inductees this year, and we're not going to mention who they are, but let me just say both of them are people that I think the industry will celebrate, and one is definitely going to be a surprise. So look out for that. It's going to be a fun one this year.
Cool. Okay, so owners, managers, everybody out there, why actually should they go? What are the things that they're going to benefit from? Talk maybe about the panels.
Well, we would have done it again this year. We had a really good result last year with our ED University certification seminars, and we're definitely bringing that back. And that was a big hit last year, where people attended seminars and they got gave them very specific advice in a very specific area of club operation, and then everybody who attended those seminars got a certificate of completion. So we were definitely going to bring that back. It was every intention of ours, but just we also understand this year the attendance is not going to be exactly what it typically is as an expo. There are some people that have told us, look, I'd like to come to Expo. I just can't afford it because their clubs have been closed. Other people might still be concerned, of course, about COVID. That's understandable. Although, thankfully, a lot of people are getting vaccinated, and it seems like things are moving very quickly on that front. But our seminars are designed for owners and operators to help you in very specific areas of club operation, whether that be social media marketing or management, tactics, or motivation, or and for this year we're covering. We revamped the direction of the panels this year in seminars because we wanted it to reflect where the clubs are right now, which is the theme of recruit, regroup, and rebound. These are 3 areas that we think clubs are going to need some help in. For example, recruit, we know that we've already heard from clubs that said, during the shutdown, they lost managers, they lost staff, they lost entertainers because people had to find work someplace else if they weren't open. So if your club has been closed and is about to open, do you have the staff to do it? And if you don't, where can you find those people? So that's recruit. Rebound is talking about like, hey, now that your club's finally open, are you able to maximize your per guest spend? So we're doing that with a panel about upselling and maximizing, you're basically getting the most you can. How do you get the most out of your guests who are in the club spending, and what are the strategies to get them to maybe spend more, maybe some bottle service or champagne or things like that? What can you do to upsell? And then rebound, we want people to come back strong. We have a great keynote speaker in David Averin, who's an author and a motivational speaker right there. I know he's going to knock it out of the park. The guy is a very, very dynamic speaker. And then we have an industry leaders seminar where some of the key figures in the industry are going to talk about what they did during the shutdown to kind of keep their clubs and club chains moving forward and help their staff and entertainers, as well as where do we go from here? How does the industry itself rebound? And, sort of a long way to answer your question is, the educational component is always going to be an important part of the expo. That's the part of the convention that I've kind of coordinated and run since I started at ED a long time ago. Just over 23 years ago is when I started, which is hard to believe. But we want things to educate the attendees, club owners, operators, and DJs, and we will be bringing back a DJ panel next year as well. It's just that this year the property is a little bit smaller, so we don't really have the room to have a secondary panel room. So it's only 1 room this year, but next year at Expo, we will bring back the DJ panel. I can guarantee that.
Okay. I want to talk to the DJs that are out there for a little bit that are watching this, mostly DJs, but everybody, if you've never been to Expo, I have a great story that I love telling. My first Expo that I went to was as a PANDA was, I think, 2013, 14, somewhere back in there. PANDA had just started. social media had pretty much just started. We just started our Facebook group, and I started to see other people are doing the same thing I'm doing. And I didn't know DJs in other cities. I didn't know who Dane Hansen was, Platypus was, Tony Batman, all those guys. You never heard the names. But all of a sudden, I knew they were really big in the industry. So I said, I want to go there. But I felt a little weird because I'm in a small market of Dayton, Ohio, and I started thinking this is just for the big players. This is just for the big corporate guys. So I said, I'm going to go. And, it was in Vegas. And if I, get treated like shit or like a little person or whatever, then I'm just going to, go see some shows. And I went and I was blown away how accepting everybody was. I met Mike Fry in the mall, and he took me into this restaurant where Dane was, and Platt and Tony Batman, all those guys. He wanted me to meet them, and I'm like, oh God, he's interrupting their dinner. They're gonna hate me, And I mean, it was just amazing how everybody just stopped what they were doing and welcomed me as a new person into the industry. I wasn't new in the industry, but new to the circle. And so, I mean, it's for people with the big chains. It's for people from the little clubs. You're all going to benefit. So I kind of wanted to tell that little story up there. Yeah, I mean, get there. You want to give some details on how you can go to Expo website, how you can sign up, what deals you have going on?
Yeah, so it's real simple in terms of the URL to visit our website. It's theedexpo.com. And right now we have been doing this buy one badge, get one for half price. That special is going on for the foreseeable future. If not, probably maybe even all the way through Expo. We won't be able to do that on site, but ahead of time, yeah, we still have almost 2 months until Expo, so we have some time. So yeah, theedexpo.com. The hotel we are at is the Intercontinental downtown Miami. It's right there on the water. So you overlook the ocean, most of the rooms overlook the ocean right there. And it's a really beautiful property right in the middle of downtown Miami. You're just right next to the causeway that takes you over to South Beach. So you're like a couple minutes from South Beach, a couple minutes from the ocean. If you want to go to the beach, want to go to South Beach. The cool thing about the Expo this year is that if you don't want to leave the property, if you're still concerned about COVID, and it's understandable if you are, you don't have to leave the property. Everything we're doing that's in a quote official Expo event is right there at the hotel. So the opening night party from 7 to 10 is on property. There's an after party at Tootsie's as well, but the opening night party is on property. The award show is in the grand ballroom right there at the hotel, and the bikini contest is right there at the Intercontinental as well. So if you don't want to leave the property, you don't have to. But if you do, man, there is a ton to do within a real close proximity of the hotel. If you want to go to South Beach again, or if you want to go to some of the great clubs down there like Tootsie's and Scarlett's and 11 and, a million clubs that are down in South Florida, which to me, South Florida still is, I think, the number one club market in the country in terms of the volume and the quality of clubs. If you're looking at from West Palm down to like Miami, man, there are some of the best clubs in the country are right in that area. So if you've never been there, man, come early and check out some of the clubs in that area. And, I really think that we're turning the corner on this thing. People are finally, clubs are finally starting to open again, and people are getting vaccines, and, we're seeing the cases start to go down. And I think we're finally starting to turn the corner on this thing. And I hope everybody out there, if their club's not open yet, that you're going to be open, or that you'll be back open to 100% capacity very soon.
Do you know if next year is committed to Miami already, or are we going to do 2 years in Miami, or do you know that yet?
Next year is in Vegas.
Okay.
I don't know the exact date yet, but we are back. It'll be probably the typical August or early September timeframe. So we're back to that timeframe for Expo, but we will be back in Las Vegas in Expo 2022. But I do think that Miami will be in the future again for Expo. A lot of people mention cities, and I'll just say, as somebody who is, familiar with every single aspect of planning the Expo, very few cities have every single box checked. And what I mean by boxes checked are, how close are you from the airport to the host hotel? Because that's a big deal for some people. You don't want to be an hour away from the hotel to the airport and vice versa. How many of the events can be on property? And if they're off property, how far away are those events? You don't want to be busing people, 2 or 3 times during an Expo. People get fried on being bussed from one location to another. So you have to look at all the logistics, like, put all those things together. And what kind of club market is it? Are there some good clubs in that market that you'd want to do some events at? So you have to put all of that together. And is the city itself an attractive, venue? Is going to this city something that's attractive to people, where the city itself will be something people will be excited about. The Expo's only been in Miami once. That was way back in 1994 before I worked at ED. But that was a long time ago. That was at the Eden Rock in Miami back in 94. So we haven't been in ED Publications' home state. So we're based about 5 hours, 4.5, 5 hours away from Miami up in Tampa. But yeah, this is the first time we've been in Florida in a very, very long time. And we think we'll be back to Miami. And, you know, that also depends on how much people like this location and how things go in Miami. But I think we'll be back.
Good. Dane, Jeb, questions?
No, I'm just ready to go. Wish it was next week. I'm tired of waiting.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm kind of glad it's not, because I think we need the next 2 months of more people getting vaccinated and more clubs opening up and more people getting back to work. And I hope that's what, you know, I think the numbers are going up every day. So more people are registering. You know, back in November, it was like, you know, you're back in November, we were like, oh, geez, it's just hitting that, you know, the dead of winter COVID spike. And now we're coming on the other side of it. And I think things are really looking up. So, you know, we hope everybody who can make it will make it. And I know it's a tough year. You know, we're not, you know, naive to the fact that some people just can't swing it this year because their clubs have been closed. We get it. But we promise for those people who are able to make it, it's going to be a fun expo. It's going to be an educational expo. We're going to have a blast. And I mean, Miami in May, it doesn't get a lot better than that. I mean, it's beautiful. It's not too hot and humid yet. It's just one of the nicest times of the year to come to Florida. And I hope everybody who is able to come, you know, enjoys themselves down there.
Mm-hmm.
Like Danny was saying with his story, you know, Expo always gives everybody a boost when you go back to work. You're reinvigorated, reignited. You know, I mean, a lot of the DJs come back and they're all fired up and ready to go. And you know, and it's an exciting thing to do. And for me, it's going to be kind of cool to not have to basically, you know, host so many people in my house and not be where I live. So I'm kind of excited to go to one that's not in my home city. So I'm looking forward to it as well. And to that boost that it gives us, you know, I mean, if you haven't been and you're on the verge of it, you know, you just like Danny was saying, it is open to everybody, and it is something that is good for you. It's something you're going to learn something from, and you're going to become part of a group of people that is great to be part of, and a good resource to have. So great networking, and you know, if you can make it, please go.
Yeah. And, you know, it's funny, occasionally we do, you know, surveys post Expo and things like that. And we always ask these questions about, you know, what can we do to improve Expo, or what do you like most about it, or that kind of thing. And every time, without fail, the number one reason people come to Expo is not the parties, and it's not the seminars, and it's not, you know, the award show, and it's not the trade show. The number one reason is simply because it's the one time a year where this industry comes together, and that you see the people that you only sometimes see once a year. Like it's like a class reunion that happens every single year. And it's your chance to see these people and get together. And for the, you know, for some people, you know, our industry is looked down upon by a lot of society, but at our Expo, you're not looked down upon. You're celebrated, and everybody, I think, feels that camaraderie and the kinship amongst other people who make their living in this industry. And, you know, you feel like a professional. And I think that's what it's all about, is, you know, feeling appreciated and feeling like a professional who does an important job in some facet in this industry, rather than, you know, yeah, you're that strip club guy. It's like, no, we're in a multi-billion-dollar industry. Thank you very much. So, you know, I hope that people take that into account as well. Like, this is a chance to meet cool people like you guys all have. You know, you've come together, you've met people, you've networked, and it's helped you. I hope to think it's helped your careers as well along the way.
Very much so. I'm ready to add another badge too, you know.
There you go. Nice. The collection.
The Mr. T of DJs here. Just because I don't throw anything away, I'm a hoarder. So
yeah. And I just want to say, Danny, we always notice you at the seminars, at all the seminars. So I just want to say, you know, we appreciate that. I know some of the nights are late nights or early mornings for a lot of the attendees, but we always see you there. So really appreciate the fact that for all the people that, you know, I know Expo's a party, but for everybody that, you know, finds a way to grind it out and get down there for the seminars, not too early in the morning. I mean, that's why I don't schedule seminars for 9 a.m. because I don't want to be there at 9 a.m. either, man. So, but yeah, we appreciate all the people that take advantage of all the aspects of Expo, the trade show and the vendors, and meeting people that have something to say, or a product or service they want you to know about. Like, these are people that support the industry. So we want to make sure that we thank them as well.
Yeah, I get there early. I usually sit in the front row every expo. Just I'm not one of these people that goes in and sits in the back row and just kind of, I'm there to learn, and I learn a lot every year. I come back with a lot of great ideas, especially with the attorneys. I mean, how often do you get a chance to have a free question session with an attorney, like
That's
a Luke
true.
LaRoe or those kind of guys. So,
Yep.
yeah. Okay. Any other final questions over there, Jeb, Dane?
No.
Nope.
Excited for Expo. That's about it, man. Ready to go.
Well,
Awesome.
Dave Manack, I want to take an opportunity on behalf of all of us to thank you for everything that you do. I know it's been a very rough last couple of years with 2 expos basically canceled. You had the main one that we were going to have, and then they got pushed back. We didn't know how long COVID would last, and then we tried to move it to November, and then that one got pushed back, and now we've got this one in May. So I know you're probably underneath that hat. You probably don't have any hair left. You're probably bald, and that's why you're wearing it.
No, I still got plenty of hair, man.
Oh, there you go.
For a guy that's almost 50 years old. That's why our Don Waite, our publishers, he's mad because when he was, he's lost his hair way before I did, and he's always like, "When are you going to get fat and lose your hair?" I'm like, "Not going to happen, bro."
I turned 50 a week before Expo, so
Nice.
Well,
nice.
one final question on a personal note. How's the band Shiver? Do you still have that together, and do you have any more songs coming out?
We're as together as much as we can be. The guys live in different places. Myself and our bass player live here in the Tampa area. The other guys don't live. They live 3-4 hours away. So, with COVID, no shows. We actually played a show right before the shutdown, which was like end of February last year. We played a show, and then of course everything shut down. We'll get together eventually, but for the time being, we're like a lot of bands. We're on that COVID hiatus.
there's no Expo pop-up stage with Dave Manack and Shiver. I mean,
No, Platt tried to put something together, but no, I mean, it would have required a couple of my guys, like they would have had to take a couple of days off work and go down all the way down to Miami. And it was like, it's a lot for just a couple songs. So I appreciated his gesture, Platt's gesture to try to get us to do something with Shiver at Expo, but no, it's just not in the cards. But his idea was fantastic. I mean, to have a bunch of half-naked chicks dancing around the band, man, I was down with that. But yeah, unfortunately, just
great video
yes.
material right there.
No doubt.
Okay.
So,
well, Dave, I thank you again so much. This show and all the other ones, you can watch them all on YouTube at djdannymeyers.com. You can binge watch. I got them all in a playlist. So, you can watch them all, including this one. Share this if you would. And let's see how many people we can get out to Expo. Dave, thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you guys very much. And I'm looking forward to seeing all 3 of you guys and everybody else at Expo this year. And I really, truly appreciate the support that all you guys have given to Jeb and Dane and you, Danny, of course. All of you guys really appreciate the support you've given the Expo and the props and everything. So thank you all very much.
You are very welcome. Strip Club video.